EPA and WA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for November 10th, 2025. Kinsley's Family Market in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania sponsors the Monday video forecast. This Thanksgiving, coming up very soon, by the way, make a dish and every moment something to be thankful for. From farm fresh produce and butcher cut meats to freshly baked pies, Kinsley's ShopRite has everything you need for a perfect Thanksgiving feast or any special gathering. And if you're hosting a crowd, let their catering experts handle the cooking with platters made fresh and ready to serve. So come on by, celebrate local, celebrate together, celebrate with their family, the Kinsley's family, proud longtime sponsors of the Monday video forecast. So we have a system pulling away this morning. I'm just showing you the overview right here. I'm going to switch this immediately to a precipitation type map here just so you can see what's going on. System exiting today ends as rain. That's early this morning, right? So that's moving off to the north and east. We have this upper level low that's sitting over the Ohio Valley. The same thing if you're watching we watched football yesterday and watched the Giants and Chicago Bears play. There were some snowflakes throughout that game. They actually had steadier snow and accumulating snow overnight. That is sitting associated with this upper level low that's sitting over the Ohio Valley. This is going to be moving eastward, and it's not really going to affect us directly. It's just going to pass off the coast. But once it does so, it's going to drag in all of that lake effect snow across the warmer lake waters here. The airflow is going to come from the northwest, and that's going to get some lake effect snow into parts of our area. And that's going to be a little bit today, maybe a isolated snow shower in a few spots today, but I think this is really a Tuesday deal. And I'll show you that here in a second on the NAM. But you see this cranking and going across like places from I-80, around I-80 and points north, especially the higher elevations. Can see that here. You might actually see some snowflakes a little further south than that, getting all the way down to like I-78, for example. But snow falling and snow sticking are two different things. We've covered that many times over the years, and it doesn't mean you're getting any accumulations there. As a matter of fact, I think it's just going to be mainly the higher elevations of parts of north central, northeast PA. They're going to get into that, and not the lower elevations. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But this is some lake effect streamers coming off the lakes here that's going to get you that. But today we have a rather cloudy start for most areas except south central Pennsylvania. As we move throughout the day, though, you got a lot of mostly cloudy skies this morning that are going to be partly to mostly cloudy this afternoon to get some breaks in the clouds, I think, as we go throughout the day here today. And that system continues into New England and will be in between systems. Once we get into Tuesday, that lake effect starts kicking in. You see where all the clouds are. It's all up to the northern areas here where the chance for snow is going to be here on Tuesday. And that continues throughout the day here. So another partly to mostly cloudy day, depending on where you're at. Further south, more sun. Further north, more in the way of clouds. And here's the NAM high-res future simulated radar. Starting us off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon today, you can see an I-80 is, of course, runs right across here. So that's not exact, obviously. But somewhere, that's the I-80 corridor and points north where you're getting these lake effect streamers coming in off the lakes that are going to get you some snow shower activity today, but it's not going to be a lot. I think you have a better chance here on Tuesday to see that. We're going to get a break in the action where there's nothing going on overnight, and then we get into Tuesday. Look at these lake bands coming off here off Lake Erie and Lake Ontario from the northwest where that wind direction shifts, and it promotes the colder air running across the lakes here. Now, the next 2 days, you see above me, it's going to be pretty chilly compared to what it should be for this time of year, which is in the 50s everywhere. 42 to 52 is the spread today. It's a big spread because the northwest areas will stay in the lower 40s. The southeastern areas closer to where that front is leaving, exiting this morning, will get up to 52. But the rest of us, most of us will be in the 40s today. Look at tomorrow, though, everybody's in the 40 to 45 degree range. So, again, remember those temperatures because you're going to have to get up to higher elevations to see any kind of accumulations because it's going to be in the 30s there. But the vast majority of our lower elevations are in the 40 to 45 degree range. 45 would be Philadelphia, okay? 40 would be up in the interior parts of northeast PA. We'd see a lot of snow flying here during the day. This is Tuesday morning. And again, timing is going to be critical this time of year for any kind of accumulations as well. If it's happening early in the morning or in the evening or when the sun's not a factor, you have an easier time to accumulate snow. So these lake streamers are going to come across, and some of these will come across northeast PA, north central PA, and continue throughout the day here. That's really the target areas on Tuesday, is really up when you get up across the Poconos, north central and northeast PA. Maybe a streamer or two gets into northern New Jersey, but it stays north of I-78. Okay, that's the general idea for this event. and then we shut off here by Tuesday evening. So this is a during the day thing here on Tuesday. The other side of that, and I'll actually get to that in a second. Here's what it just give an idea. That is targeting areas of, these are all areas of elevation that it's highlighting here for maybe an inch of snow, and that's right in these areas right in here. Would I be surprised if somebody gets a little more than an inch? No, of course not. There's a 1.2 right there. Some of these darker, when you get to the darker gray here, it's the darkest gray. It's actually indicating 1.5. So there could be slightly higher than an inch in some places, but you have to get up way up there in elevation. These elevation areas are above 1,500 feet, certainly. Some of these areas are well over 2,000 feet. So that's part of the thinking there, that if you got any lake effect streamers that are going to come across, you might see snow flying, but sticking is a totally different story. And the other outside of this here on Tuesday is going to be windy. Now today's going to be kind of breezy in and of itself, but you get some gusts here that are 10 to 15. Or excuse me, common gust 10 to 15 with some gusts 20 to 25. Not a big deal today. When we get into Tuesday, see all this building in from the southwest here. During the day on Tuesday, we're going to get some windier conditions. You see where it's targeting, though. The target area is mostly in these areas right in here, okay? So it's not the entire area, which is surprising because, well, it's not surprising, but it's usually the opposite of what we can expect. We normally would have the mountains in north central Pennsylvania, and northeast PA getting higher gusts than the rest of the region because of they're at elevation. But the low-level jet is going right across these areas, and that's why you're getting higher wind gusts there. So you have some wind gusts here that could be in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range. Up here, I think we're dealing with a lot of 25 to 35. I know that's not a lot, not a big difference. But, for places like, the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area, Mount Pocono, you're talking about wind gusts that are slightly lower there than some of the rest of the region. But we're looking at still a lot of 25 to 35 stuff up there. So kind of a marginal day as far as what could be considered windy. But further south, certainly, we have a lot of wind conditions to deal with. Now, I will say that if you have any of these lake effect streamers, that's why you have these blotches. You got all these blotches here, and they seem disorganized. And that's because these are associated with lake effect streamers. Any lake effect snow you get through here are associated with snow squalls, and they can be windier in any of those squalls, and that's why you have these kind of spread out up here. But the concentration is going to be right in these areas right there, okay? And that's going to be on Tuesday during the day. Once we get to the evening, this kind of settles down a little bit once we get past sunset and goes away. We don't have the winds to concern with at all past that point. And then as far as precipitation goes, that's it for that too. There's a system moving off to our north here. It should just give you a few more snow showers like late Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. The NAM's actually quite aggressive with this evening, which I think is probably too much aggressive. It's way south with this. Now, it still only does like a coating to a half inch, this far south. But, it's bringing this further south than pretty much everything else has it. We'll keep an eye on this, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal for that time frame either. But we'll see. It should just be mainly northern areas, so some more snow showers in the same areas that are getting it on during the day on Tuesday for areas late overnight into early Wednesday morning before that goes away and that moves offshore. That is with this another low that's moving across to our north here. See that? It's staying off to our north, but it could get a little bit into maybe parts of northeast PA, north of I-78 again, same areas. Once we get past this, though, we are going to warm up. Actually, the next couple of days, you see how cold it is. Wednesday is still going to be slightly below average, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday too, but we're going to get into the lower 50s. It looks like on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe low to mid 50s on Friday. And then we take a step back on Saturday because we have another cold front moving through. It's hard to see here, but there is another front in the vicinity here on Friday night coming through. No precipitation, but on the opposite side of that, we're a little bit colder on either side of 50 degrees here for Saturday. Once we get to Sunday, we have another system coming at us. This is going to be in the form of rain, but we're going to have a warm-up ahead of this, a warm push ahead of this. We get temperatures up in the mid to upper 50s for highs on Sunday, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Skies are an increase, and you have this system that could bring some rain into the Sunday night and Monday time frame of next week. That's getting outside of our 7-day forecast window, however, so we'll continue to watch that throughout the week as well. A lot of things to work on as far as watching and waiting. I don't think this is snow map worthy. We don't make snow maps for an inch in just higher elevations, so we'll see if this trends any worse, but right now it looks like The best chance, it could have an isolated snow shower or flurry today, but it looks like the best chance is going to be here on Tuesday with these lake effect streamers coming off of Lakes Erie and Ontario for areas around I-80 and points north, most notably across the Poconos and north central PA. Is the best target area right now. If that ends up changing for Tuesday night and Wednesday, which is this, and it ends up further south, we'll let you know. But reading that doesn't look like a big deal, even if it does happen. I'm EPA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for November 10th, 2025. Have a great Monday.